Hi, hello everyone. Hi to all my warriors in the classroom. So, how was the day for everyone? Sub masti, sub all good, all amazing, right? I hope you all are having a smile just like me, which simply says that you all had an amazing day, isn't it? So, yes, this is Ameer, your physics educator at Unacademy, and what you'll have to do, if you all can see me and hear me, just give me an amazing thumbs up, jaldi se jaldi, in the chat box. And do let me know that I'm audible and visible. Jaldi, let me see who all are already here in the chat box and in the classroom. So, hi Preeti, Sumaya, Shinchan, Rutu, Kittu. Wow, that's a cute name. Kanaya, Shinchan, Shivam, Kittu, Badge, Pal. So, hi, hello everyone. Good evening. I hope you all are having an amazing time, isn't it? Yes or no? Happy Hindi Divas. Is it a special day? I have no idea. Is this some special day? Okay, so if this is a special day, I am wishing everyone the Hindu day if it is. Right, I am doing so good, Sumaya. Thank you so much for asking. Right, and hi to everyone and good evening. You all know why we are here, right? So here on this fourth lecture of work for energy, we'll be mainly concentrating on two topics. Those are important topics of work for energy, such as the types of equilibrium. We'll be discussing about types of equilibrium, and we'll also be talking about the topic of power, and we'll be covering to the maximum of power, right? Whatever is not possible to be completed in today's session for power, we'll be completing it in tomorrow's session, right? So types of equilibrium and power are the important topics of today's session. I hope you all are ready to learn these amazing and important topics with me. Say yes or no. Is the energy high in the classroom? Yes, it is totally high. All my warriors are here in the classroom, right, with a smile, and everyone is making enough energy in the classroom. Niti, Madhusmita, Sumaya, Sanchana, right? Okay, Vanshika, so we have everyone. So you can note down the schedule for this particular month till the 17th, right? So tomorrow also we'll be having the same topic of work per energy, where we'll be talking about collisions. And on 16th September, what we have? We do have the Menti quiz, the Menti war, where I'll be looking who is going to be on top of the leaderboard on that day. Then, so many amazing educators are teaching in the Unacademy Class 11th and 12th YouTube platform, right? So don't you want to get all the updates of all the classes happening here in this YouTube channel? So it'll be a better idea if you can join this Telegram link. The link is given right there. Bugs Bounty, you all know what it is, right? This is an amazing way you can grab as many prizes as possible. If you can just go to the description box, you will find a link, fill in the form if you're finding any inappropriate content. Wow. Now, how many of you want to be a part of Unacademy and learn with us for free? The best way is to be a part of Unacademy Combat scholarship test, mainly happening for class 11, right? It happens at 1 p.m. You can be a part of it and you can actually learn with Unacademy for free by actually getting a very good score, right? You can get so many scholarship also. Then regarding this emerge program, you should be very serious about this emerge program, because you know that the CBSE is now having a new exam pattern, right? Which means we will be having multiple choice questions and the assertion type questions. So if you want to get a very good mark for the upcoming term 1 examination, according to this new exam pattern, you should also be very thorough about this new exam pattern, right? So what do you have to do? You have to keep on writing the mock test, and that's why we have the Unacademy providing free live mock test every week. And whoever is topping on this mock test, they'll be featured on Unacademy social media handles, which means you'll be coming on Instagram, YouTube channels. You are going to be super famous, right? And obviously the dates are given here for maths, biology, physics and chemistry. The time is given here, right? And you can actually enroll for this emerge program for free, practice yourself and get a very better score for the upcoming term 1 examinations. Give me just 2 minutes. I'll be explaining about this Unacademy subscription platform. Then we'll be starting with our chapter, right? Why we all teachers ask you to be a part of Unacademy subscription? Very simple. The reason is we all teachers will be teaching in the platform with a proper schedule targeting JEE exam, NEET exam and the board examination. And everything is going to be in proper order, which means you can actually track whatever topics have been covered, which means simply the learning process is going to be super simple. You know that top and amazing educators are teaching on this Unacademy platform, right? Amazing teachers of this entire country. So if you want to learn under them, if you want to actually get some mentorship under them, right? If you want to actually build some, good bonding between all these teachers, get some advices from them, this will be the best opportunity to be a part of Unacademy subscription. Then you will be given study materials, practice tests, and a live test series will make you more and more confident and will bring out the best from you all. For all these amazing features to enjoy, right, you can go for plus subscription. For 12 months it will cost you 1250, and for 24 months it will cost you 1042 per month. So I know that what you all will be asking for, sir, we want discount, है ना? So Lele, the discount is all here. It is AMB10, get extra 10% of discount, uses as referral code. Now, if you want extra features while learning with Unacademy, right, it will be better if you go for Iconic subscription, because in Iconic, you'll get all the features of plus subscription, plus some additional features such as personal mentor, someone to help you, someone to tell you what you have to do, how to learn, what should be your schedule, which are the topics to be covered, for everything that person will be there. Live doubt solving classes will be there, weekly reports. These kind of amazing features you can enjoy with Iconic subscription. And for 12 months, it will cost you 2,333. And for 24 months, it will cost you 2,000 per month. Okay. Yes. For discount, here is a code. Don't forget, keep it right next to your heart. It is AMB10. Bas, और कुछ नहीं. Now it is only physics, Ameer sir, and all my lovely warriors in the classroom. Okay, so it's a Hindi day. Okay, I'm really sorry, thinker. I'm really sorry if it was a mistake from my part. Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay, so Hindi day. Okay, I'll try to speak maximum Hindi words in today's class, whatever I know. Hi, Sophia. Badge. Okay, so yes, hi everyone. Hi, Pal. Back after one day of holiday. Yes, Hindi day. Thank you so much, Sumaya. Right, Shreya, good evening. So, are you all ready for the session to get started? जल्दी से बोल दे. रेडी है क्या? पूरा का पूरा मेरा warriors, all my warriors, all my छोटा छोटा warriors in the classroom. Yes. Good evening. Palak is present. Very good. Okay, so if you all are ready, and if you want some revision of the topic which we have covered in yesterday's class, which are the topics we have covered in yesterday's class? Work energy theorem, and we also have discussed the conservation of mechanical energy. If you want a revision, before we start with today's session, give me a, what do you say? Give me a yo. If you want a revision of whatever happened in yesterday's class, before we start with today's session, give me a yo in the classroom. Give me a yo. Jaldi. If I can first yo, then I'll give you a brief, a brief revision of whatever we have learned in yesterday's class. Right? Okay, so we have Mr. Thinker, we have Pal. Everyone want a brief introduction, right? A brief recap of whatever we have learned in yesterday's session, right? So, going back again, in yesterday's session, mainly the topics which we have covered was work energy theorem, WET, right? Work energy theorem. In work energy theorem, what does it say? It is a simple theorem which actually connect the work done by all the forces and the kinetic energy. And what does the law says? The work done by all the forces acting on any body is equal to change in kinetic energy, right? This was the first thing. And the second thing was the conservation of mechanical energy. What is mechanical energy? The sum of kinetic plus potential. We call it as what? Mechanical energy. And when it is going to be a constant? When it is going to be a constant? If only conservative forces are acting on the body. When will the sum of kinetic plus potential is going to be a constant throughout the system? When only conservative forces are acting on that body or on that system, this is going to be a constant. Hai? So I think we all have learned. So what we are going to do, let us do some 2 questions also from these equations, right? So that you won't ever forget this important concept such as work energy theorem and conservation of mechanical energy. Let me tell you, you'll be using these concepts throughout these 2 years in the 11th standard and 12th standard. Throughout you'll be using, That's why I'm giving a bit more of importance for this. Shall we start? शुरू करें आज का session. Right, here we go. A block of mass 30 kilogram mass is given, is brought down by a chain. So a chain is bringing down a mass. Mass is given as 30. If the block acquires a speed of 40 centimeter per second in dropping down 2 meters, right? Find the work done by the chain during the process. Okay. Now, whenever you find any questions, right? Wherever there is work and speed, or wherever there is work and kinetic energy mentioned in the same question, right? Which is that equation should be coming into your mind? Yes, the equation that should be coming into your mind is the work energy theorem. Writing the equation once again, work done by all the forces equal to change in kinetic energy. Right? Okay, write this down and then we will understand how this thing is actually acting, how the system is actually acting according to the question. Right? Okay, so you have a body of mass 30 kilogram which is connected to a chain, right? And this 30 kilogram mass is brought down, okay, by what distance? By 2 meter, right? Now the 30 kilogram is here, right? Now initially it was having an initial velocity of 0, and once it reaches here after covering 2 meters, its velocity is 40 centimeter per second. 40 centimeter per second in meter per second if you convert, Anna, what will be? बोल दे, it is 0.4 meter per second हो गया. What is that? The final velocity. Done, 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 है ना? Okay. Now, you know that this is the equation. Work done by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy. Now, you have to understand and look into this particular figure and understand which all forces are doing the work here, right? Okay, which all are the forces actually existing on this body. One is the weight of the body, that is equal to m, 30 into g is equal to 10, that is 300, mg is equal to 300 downward. Is there any other force? Is there any other force acting on this body? Jaldi bata de. Yes, there is. Which is that force? The tension force given by the chain, isn't it? So there will be a work will also be done by the tension force. So now you understood which all are the forces acting. One is weight and the tension. So which all forces will be doing the work? Work done by the weight plus work done by the tension force. Bus. So shall I substitute in this equation? Shall I substitute? Okay, yes sir, you can substitute K2 minus K1. So work done by net force will be equal to the sum of work done by the gravitational force plus work done by the tension force is equal to K2. What is final kinetic energy? Half mv square. And what is K1? K1 क्या है? Initial kinetic energy. What is initial kinetic energy? Initial velocity, we already know it is 0. If initial velocity is 0, so initial kinetic energy will also be 0. Okay, if you have written till here, physics part is done. Now you only simply have to put down the values, right? Shall we put down? Right, simple. What is the work done by gravity? Work is equal to, what is general formula for work? Force into displacement, right? What is the force given by the gravitational force? mg, right? Multiplied by the displacement. Let us substitute. mg का value कितना था? 300. I hope you do remember. देख ले, we already have written. It's 300. And what is the displacement? What is the displacement? It's 2 meter, right? It is 2 meter. Those who haven't understood, देख ले. The particle is brought down in the downward direction and the displacement it covers in the vertical direction is 2. Okay, so substituting the same as 2 in the previous equation. So 300 into 2 ho gaya 600, that is work done by gravity. Then we have work done by tension is equal to half into mass ho gaya kitna? Mass is 30. V is equal to how much was velocity? Velocity was 0.4. 40 centimeter per second is 0.4. So 0.4 the whole square. Right? So work done by tension is equal to how much it is going to be? This is 4 4s are 16.16 divided by 2 is 0.08. So this is equal to 2.4 minus 600. right? What is 2.4 minus 600 is going to be 597.6 with a negative sign. Yes or no? And the unit. Unit is so important. So what is the unit? Negative. Bus. How many of you have given the answer in the chat box? Very good, Pal. We have Sumaya, Palak, Sophia, Sonam. Everybody has given. Wow, 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 wow. Now everybody, I think everyone is in that Josh to learn the topic. तो सबको समझ में आ गया? And the negative sign is so important, right? Negative sign is so important. I hope you all know why there is a negative sign associated with the work done. Do you know why there is a negative sign associated with the work done? Bilkul. Why? Because the body is displacing downward and the tension force is upward. So the work done will always be negative because they are in the opposite direction. Okay. So no doubts. Let me see a smiling face. If I can see a smiling faces or lot many smiling faces in the class, we'll start with today's new topic. Today's new topic, which is equilibrium. How is Josh? Hi, sir. I have no idea. It is your responsibility to make the class so powerful, right? Okay. So I think everyone is super ready, and I have no idea why Irene is having a very sad face when we all are having a smiling faces, right? Very good, very good. So shall we talk about the new topic, which is equilibrium? Okay. Now think about, you are climbing a hill. How many of you do love trekking? Let's say this is our hill. How many of you do love trekking? Okay, so to climb up the mountain where there is a ice snow covered around it. Isn't it so beautiful? I did once during the last March. I went to Sikkim and I climbed Gochela trekking. It was so beautiful, right? To walk through the 7 days through the snow and enjoying the natural beauty. It's so amazing, right? So whoever is loving trekking, right? Whoever loves trekking, whoever loves to climb up the mountains, right? Whenever you climb, don't you all want to know, right? Which all points you should be actually stepping your legs, or whenever you let's say that you're resting on that mountain, right? Whenever you rest on that mountain, don't you want to know on which all points you should start resting so that you'll feel more stable and secure, right? So in this particular class, I'm going to help you, right, to make a proper trekking, which means how you can actually climb up the mountains with precautions and safety. I think you love it. You always loved trekking. Very good. Okay, so I think most of you would love, right? Nowadays, you know that Instagram reels are there. You'd all be listening, watching that, and at least you'd be having a mind to visit and do trekking, right? Anyway, let us understand the physics part of it. Let's say we have a mountain, right, or a hill. Okay, it goes we have a crest part, then we have a trough part, and then we have a plain part, right? Let us mark the points 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so we have 3 kinds of points. Okay, these are tip points I have marked. Now I'm going to convert this into a graph. So the x-axis is actually mentioning the distance that you have to move along the mountains. Okay, the distance, the horizontal distance that you'll be walking along the mountains, niche say that horizontal distance, right? You know that whenever we go up the mountains, when we travel along the y-axis, what happens? The height of the mountains or the hills increases, right? When the height increases, what is increasing? Yes, the potential energy is increasing. So I'm plotting on the y-axis potential energy. Why? Because if we go up the mountains, the potential energy increases, and on the x-axis we have the x coordinate, which means that horizontal distance. But now, can you tell me what are the specialities of the point 1, point 2 and point 3? I'll be looking into the chat box. Who is going to tell me what are the specialities of the point 1, 2 and point 3? Jaldi. Anybody knows what are the specialities of the points 1, 2 and 3? Nobody. I'm not able to find any answer. If you look into all these points, right, if you draw a tangent at all these points, if you draw a tangent, how it is going to be? It is going to be horizontal, है ना? At all these points, if you draw a tangent, it is going to be horizontal, which means the slope at all these points, the slope m is equal to 0 at the point 1, at the point 2, and at the point 3, right? I hope I don't need to explain what is slope and how slope is actually 0 at these points, right? Okay, now we have got that the slope is equal to 0. Now from a graph where on the y-axis u is plotted and on the x-axis x itself is plotted, how will you find the slope of the graph? How many of you know the differential of the y-axis with respect to x-axis is in the slope, isn't it? dy by dx is actually the slope of xy graph, है ना? है ना? I hope you all do know. Now here on the y-axis, what do you have? On the y-axis, what do you have? U. So du by dx is the slope of this graph. So at the points 1, 2, 3, m is equal to 0. That is equal to du by dx is actually 0 at the points 1, 2 and 3. What is the speciality of the points 1, 2 and 3? The slope is equal to 0, and from the graph we have understood the slope is actually du by dx, right? Is it clear till this part? Do you remember the equation for force? How many of you do remember the equation of force with respect to potential energy? We have learned 2 classes before in the lecture 2. Force was equal to minus du by dx. Do you remember? Do you remember? Yes, sir. So what is du by dx? Du by dx is equal to minus f, है ना? What is du by dx? Du by dx हो गया minus f. So if you connect the first part of the equation and the last part of the equation, what do you get? You are actually getting f is equal to 0 at which all points? At the points 1, at the points 2 and at the points 3. Which means if you are standing on the point 1 SA on this mountain, if you are standing at the point 2 or if you are standing at the point 3, force is 0. Force 0 matlab, what does it mean? It simply means you are in the point of equilibrium, which means if you are standing at these points, the net force is 0. You can aram say rest at these points of 1, 2, 3 once you are making a trucking, right? Will it be a good idea to rest at these kind of inclined places? No, because you will have to exert your own forces to make yourself at rest there or to be at stationary. So where you can rest, like I told you, I'll be teaching you how to truck, right? So you have to actually rest at the points of 1, 2 and 3. Why? Because the force is 0. How you understood the force is 0? Because we started with the slope, which is having an equation of du by dx, which is actually equated to force. Is it clear till this part? Understood till this particular point, right? The point 1, 2 and 3 are the position. You can आराम से rest when you are actually doing the trucking. जल्दी से बोल दे. All my lovely, amazing students, warriors. Yes, Dr. Saurabh. सब समझ में आ गया? Okay. So now you know where to actually rest when you are actually doing a trucking, right? So once you start doing the trucking, will you say thanks to Ameer sir? Okay, you have to, right? Palak, Sumaya, Anshika, very good. Now let us connect the initial point with which we started and the final point, which means the body will be in equilibrium. Dekh le, the body will be in equilibrium. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Now what was I explaining? Yes. Connect the first point. The body will be in equilibrium when the force is 0 and the force will be 0 when du by dx is equal to 0. So the first condition, the mathematical condition for the particles to be in equilibrium is equal to du by dx should be equal to 0. Understood? If you want to know whether a particle is in equilibrium or not, differentiate potential energy with respect to x. If it is coming as 0, we can say the body is in equilibrium. You can safely rest at all those points. Okay, now going back. Is there any difference between the points 1, 2 and 3? Yes, there is a huge difference. The reason is, देख ले, you are आराम से standing on this topmost peak of the mountain. Okay, so you are enjoying the view, you are having a very good breeze. Now let's say that if I just give you a gentle push, what will happen? What will happen? You will fall down from this particular position, right? Which means whatever is that equilibrium point is that a stable equilibrium point? Not at all, right? You are moving away from that equilibrium position if a small disturbance is given to you. So this kind of equilibrium positions, right? The first position, right? We call it as unstable equilibrium. What do we call it? We call it as unstable equilibrium position. Now, you will be asking, sir, with this equation, we will only be able to find out whether the body is in equilibrium or not. How can we differentiate that the given equilibrium is an unstable equilibrium? Don't you all want to know? Look into the graph. Okay, so this was a mountain. I told here we are having an unstable equilibrium. Now, how can we understand? If I take a red color, at this position slope m is equal to 0. Now if you move to a forward point, which means that let's say here you are moving forward in the forward direction, so you have reached here. At this point of the mountain, what will be the slope? How will you find a slope? Draw a tangent, right? Okay, and look what the slope is going to be. It is going down, isn't it? Which means now the slope is actually negative. Yes or no? Isn't it? Yes or no? Which means at this particular position, the change in slope, what is dm? The change in slope for a positive change in x. What is dx? Change in x. Dx means change in x. dm means change in slope. So for a positive change in x dx, right? What is the change in slope going to be at these unstable equilibrium positions? It is going to be negative. So in order to understand the unstable equilibrium, look for the changes in the slope. The slope is changing from 0 value to a negative value, which means change in slope to change in x is actually negative here. So to understand whether the given point is an unstable equilibrium, what do you have to do? You have to check dm by dx is equal to negative or not. If it is negative, हमको पता चलेगा हाँ it is unstable equilibrium, and then you can understand it is not so safe to stand at that position ऐसे, because if there is any enemy, right, if there is any person in that trucking group who doesn't like you, what will happen? हाँ ऐसे push करेगा तुमको, what will happen? ऐसे गिर जाएगा. समझ में आ गया? Understood how to find out an unstable equilibrium specifically from the equilibrium points? सबको? हाँ, without any issues. Hi Sagamitra Raichur, that's a unique name. Is it clear till this part? Right? Yes, Umayya. Very good, very good. High fact. Yes, Adiba. Very good, very good, very good. Now, shall I substitute for this m here? Can I substitute for that m? Can you all see that m here? Can you all see this m here? Haan, sir, bilkul. Can I substitute? Now, I'm going to write the same thing in the next page. We know that dm by dx should be equal to negative. We already have written slope is equal to, how do you find slope from this graph? Du by dx. Yes or no? M is equal to slope is equal to du by dx. Those who don't believe me, idhar dekh le. We already have written slope m is equal to du by dx. So I'm going to substitute m is equal to du by dx. So how will it be? d by dx of m is equal to du by dx is equal to negative. This will be d square u divided by dx square is equal to negative. अरे ये square कहाँ से आ गया in differentiation? How many of you know about this double differentiation? How many of you know the double differentiation? It's very simple. I'll explain you. Let's say there is a function y. Okay, y is equal to x cube. Someone is asking you to find out the double differentiation of y with respect to x, d square y by dx square. How will you find? It's very simple. First, differentiate the function once, that is dy by dx. That is d by dx of y equal to x cube. Substitute y as x cube. What is the differentiation? d by dx of x cube का differentiation हो गया 3x square. But this is only one time differentiation. How will you differentiate it again? How will you find out d square y by dx square? For that, you have to differentiate the one time differentiated function again, which means you have to differentiate 3x square again. D by dx of 3x square. Right? How much it is going to be? This is 3 comes outside, x square is 2x. Bas. The only thing that you have to understand is double differentiation means, right, differentiating 2 times. Understood? Okay. Now, what my point was, connecting the initial and final points, understood how to find out unstable equilibrium. Understood how to find out unstable equilibrium. First, we have to check whether the given point is in equilibrium or not. How? By looking whether du by dx is 0. If du by dx is 0, and if it still want to be an unstable equilibrium, what do you have to do? Differentiate du by dx again. So you'll get d square u by dx square. Check if it is coming as negative. If it is coming as negative, this equilibrium ho gaya unstable equilibrium. Understood? है ना? कितना आसान से? How simple this particular concept was. How many of you do think that? Yes sir, 100% we have understood. कोई गड़बड़ नहीं है. Everything, whatever it was supposed to be understood by us, we got it. Yes. आ गया तो आ गया, समझ तो आ गया, और क्या चाहिए, है ना? मोहन, yes. Okay, very good. Now, don't you all want to know about the other points? Or don't you all want to know while trucking, which is the safest point for you to stand and wait for your friends? Don't you all want to know, right? Look into the point 2. Dekh le. If you are standing at that dip of the curve, and if someone is pushing you, what will happen? Kya ho jayega? What will happen is you will be moving upwards. Okay, you will go up the curve and you will be coming back to the same equilibrium position where you will be safe again. So what do you call these kind of equilibrium points? The point 2. What do you call? What do you call? We will call that as stable equilibrium because that point is so stable. Right? Okay. So how can you differentiate this stable equilibrium position? So this is the dip which we were talking about. Obviously, we know that at the dip, here the slope is 0, m is equal to 0. If you make a positive change in x, which means from here, if you travel along the x direction here, and if you find the slope at that particular point on the graph, what you are able to find? The slope at a further away point is coming as positive. Hai? Here, the slope is positive, which means the change in slope, what is dm? The change in slope with respect to change in x is coming as positive. Where? In the case of stable equilibrium. है ना? और क्या sir? बिल्कुल. Now, how many of you do remember the equation for m? What was m? M was slope. Du by dx. We have said so many times. So substitute कर ले. M is equal to d by dx of m is equal to du by dx. This should be positive, which means this will be d square u by dx square. So if at any point, if d square u by dx square is coming as positive, we can understand that is what kind of an equilibrium. Jaldi se bol de. Jaldi bol de. It is going to be a stable equilibrium bus. हाँ, आज हिंदी डे है, सो हिंदी में बात करना तो ज़रूरत होता है क्या, लेकिन मैं कोशिश करेगा, मुझे हिंदी तो उतना पता नहीं है. ओके, बीच में थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंदी में बातें करने की कोशिश करेगा बस. ओके, आई कांट एक्सप्लेन फिजिक्स इन हिंदी टू यू बिकॉज आई एम नॉट परफेक्ट इन द लैंग्वेज ऑफ हिंदी, है ना. तो ये टॉपिक समझ तो आ गया अच्छे से, बिल्कुल आसानी से, विद अ स्माइल ऑन योर फेसेस. जल्दी बोल दे. हाँ सर, बिल्कुल. अच्छे से समझ में आ गया. So how to find out whether a given point is stable equilibrium or not? So first we have to check whether the point is equilibrium. How will you check? If du by dx is equal to 0, the point is in equilibrium. Now we have to check whether it is unstable or unstable. How will you check? Right? How can you check that? By double differentiating the function of potential energy, and if it is coming as positive, we can understand it is stable equilibrium. You don't have to worry. You are seeing so many equations right now. Don't worry at all. Once we start solving the questions, within some 5 minutes, we will start solving the questions. You will understand this particular concept in much better way. That is a simple guarantee I can make to every one of you. So we have learned two kinds of equilibrium, unstable and stable. If double differentiation is a negative, right, this will be corresponding to unstable. If double differentiation is positive, we can call it as stable. Bas, hai na? Or is there any kind of other kind of equilibrium? Yes, there is one more kind of equilibrium. What is that? Another kind of equilibrium, dekh le. There's horizontal points or horizontal lines or horizontal regions where you'll be finding again while you are trucking. Let's say you are here. If somebody gives you a push, what will happen? You will move forward and you will be reaching a new position. But you have to know that the new position is also equilibrium position, right? Which means here also the force is 0, which means whatever is a new position you are reaching, even after the disturbance is given to you, right? That point is also in equilibrium because the force is 0 there. Such kind of equilibrium points we call it as neutral. Okay, it is neither stable, right? It is neither stable and it is neither unstable. It is a new kind of equilibrium. Even we are giving a disturbance, right? It will be moving to a new position. It is not coming back. If it was coming back, we would have called it by the name of what? Stable equilibrium. Okay, here what is the difference? The body is moving to a new position. It is not coming back. It is moving to a new position, but still the new position also, the body's net force is 0 or the body is in equilibrium. These kind of equilibrium ko we call it as what? The neutral equilibrium, where there are horizontal areas. Those are called as neutral equilibrium, right? So let us understand how can you express this neutral equilibrium mathematically. Like I said, these are the points for neutral equilibrium. Now, you know that at this point, which we marked it as a point 3, what is the slope? What is the slope? The slope here is equal to 0. Now, in the new position the particle is reaching, or if you are reaching to a new position after the disturbance, the new position is also having the slope as 0. Which means dm by dx, what is dm by dx? What was dm? Change in m, right? What is the change in m if you are in a neutral equilibrium? In all the places it is 0. So change in m is also actually 0, which means d square u by dx square is equal to 0 at which point? At which points? At neutral equilibrium points. Is it clear? Is it clear? At least is it clear 70%, because rest 30% you will only understand once we start doing the problems. Anshu Singh, Rutu, you look very beautiful. How are you able to see Rutu, Anshu? I think you are seeing me through the screen. On the screen, it's me. It's not Ritu on the screen. Okay. So, is the concept clear? Yes, Sagamitra, Adiba, Fahim. Right? Okay, 100% clear. Wow. That's a very great thing. Never supposed to happen, but still, whoever have understood 100%, wow. Then it is an amazing thing that happened to you. अरे अंशु प्लीज हेल्प मी. ओके बिल्कुल, कैसे हेल्प करना है तुमको, जल्दी बता दे. सो एवरीवन गॉट इट, एवरीवन इज हैविंग अ स्माइल. गुड इवनिंग रिया. So shall we start doing the problems? Shall we start, so that you will be getting a better idea on how those questions will be coming and how you have to solve these questions. Okay, so here the potential energy of a conservative force field is given. So the u value is given. Let us write separately. Ax square minus bx. A and b are positive constants. Done. Find the equilibrium position, right? Which means what is the value of x? You will be having the equilibrium position. That is the question, right? If you look into the graph we have drawn, okay, the question is find out the equilibrium position. At this value of x, you are having equilibrium position, let's say x1. At this point of x, you are having another equilibrium position x2. At this point also, you are having another equilibrium position x3, right? The question is to find the values of x1, x2 and x3. Okay, because we already know the formulas, right? So at the equilibrium position, what will be 0? Du by dx will be equal to 0, isn't it? Yes. So first let us find what is du by dx. So how will you find d by dx of u? U is ax square minus bx. I hope everyone knows how to do differentiation. Those who don't know, please watch my own session, Basics of Mathematics, where I explain everything, right? It will be available in the playlist. Start differentiating. D by dx of ax square. If you differentiate ax square, a is a constant. Constant doesn't have anything to do with the differentiation. Then what is left? D by dx of x square, right? Minus d by dx of bx. B is a constant, comes outside. D by dx of x. Okay, done. I think it is almost done. What is d by dx of x square? How many of you know? Those who don't know, please do learn this as by heart. D by dx of x raised to n is equal to n x raised to n minus 1. Please by heart this, so that differentiation won't be a problem for you. So d by dx of x square is equal to 2x raised to 2 minus 1, that is 1, minus b into what is d by dx of x? X raised to 1, n into, that is 1 into x raised to 1 minus 1, that is 0. X raised to 0 is 1. So how much you will get? 2x minus b is what? Du by dx. And at equilibrium positions, at equilibrium, shall I write on the next page? At equilibrium, what will be 0? Du by dx will be equal to 0. What was du by dx? 2ax minus b is actually 0. So what is the value of x? B by 2a. Taking this b to the right, dividing it by 2a will give you the value of x. इतना ही है, मिल गया तो मिल गया, आंसर तो मिल गया. So we got the value of x, right, where the particle is in equilibrium. Idhar tak? Yes, Palak has given me the answer. Badhiya, badhiya. Good evening, Lashmi. The energy you gave to the class is so amazing. Very good. Given before me, badhiya baat hai, Palak. Wow, wow, wow. Good. Sonam, Madhusmita. Yes, okay. You are amazing. I love. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Now, shall we look into the next part of the equation? Okay, which means the question actually I meant. And discuss the second part of the question. Discuss whether the equilibrium is stable, unstable, or neutral. To find out whether the given equation is stable, unstable, or neutral, what you have to do? We have to do double differentiation of the potential energy, isn't it? Right? Which means you have to differentiate du by dx once again. That is what you mean by double differentiation, है ना? Du by dx का value कितना है? We already have differentiated it once, that is 2ax minus b. So 2ax minus b ko we have to differentiate it again, so that you will get double differentiation, है ना? So what is d by dx of 2ax? 2 and a are constant. Differential of x 1. And d by dx of b, which is a constant, is actually 0. So basically d square u by dx square, 2 is a positive, okay, and a is also given in the question as positive. So double differentiation is positive. If double differentiation positive ho gaya, if d square u by dx square positive ho gaya, what kind of equilibrium is this? अरे ये कैसा वाला इक्विलिब्रियम हो जाएगा? जल्दी बता दे मुझे, जल्दी बता दे, जल्दी 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 बता दे. What kind of equilibrium it is gonna be? It is gonna be stable, है ना? It is gonna be stable. Very good, Mr. Thinker. बढ़िया बात है. You are continuously listening. Sophia, Ria, Sanchana, very good. Adiba, so we have a set of amazing students in the classroom who is doing the problems and giving me the answer in the chat box. बढ़िया बात है. Palak, Saurabh, Sonam, Sai, Sophia, very good, very good, very good, बढ़िया. So understood the method by which these kind of questions can be done. जल्दी बोल दे everyone. हाँ सर, हाँ बिल्कुल समझ में आ गया. Okay, and you should also be having a smile. Okay, now you understood how to do these kind of questions, है ना? So shall we do this question together? Are you ready, warriors? Are you ready for a fight and a war? Okay, लड़ने के लिए तैयार है क्या आप लोगों को? The ladai is beach, Ameer sir and all the warriors. Let me see who's going to win. Whether you are going to give me the answer first or I'm going to give the answer first. Ready? Everyone? Ha. So bilkul everyone is ready. So the war begins. देखेगा कौन हारेगा कौन जीतेगा, है ना? Let us see. Starting the question. Potential energy of a particle moving along the x-axis is given. So U is x cube by 3 minus 4x plus 6. Okay, U is in joule and x is in meters. Okay, find positions of stable and unstable equilibrium, which means how we have to step by step move. First we have to find out the points of equilibrium. How? For that you have to differentiate U with respect to x once, and wherever du by dx is 0, there you will have the equilibrium, right? So first for equilibrium, okay, written du by dx will be equal to d by dx of what is U? X cube by 3 minus 4x plus 6. Okay, du by dx of x cube by 3 कितना होता है? 1 by 3 into x cube is 3x square. बस. Next, minus 4 is a constant. d by dx of x. What is d by dx of x? वो हो गया 1. Then d by dx of 6, which is a constant, 0. So we have the final answer as x square minus 4. What is this? du by dx is x square minus 4. And we know that at equilibrium, what is 0? du by dx 0 है या नहीं? हाँ सर बिल्कुल. So du by dx का वैल्यू कितना है? What is du by dx value? X square minus 4. Substitute it. X square minus 4 is actually 0. So x square is equal to 4. So x is equal to 2. Is it correct? If I write x is equal to 2 as the value of x, is it correct? I know that you all are super good in mathematics. So x can have a value of either plus 2 or minus 2. Because minus 2 square is also 4, plus 2 square is also 4. So x can have plus 2 or minus 2. Array, problem aa gaya. Now we have to understand for which value of x it is coming as stable and for which value of x it is coming as unstable. For this, what is the general method? General method kya hai? Differentiate this u once again, d square u by dx square. So d by dx of, we already have differentiated this once. How much is it? X square minus 4, right? So du by dx is x square minus 4. Now for finding d square u by dx square, क्या करना है? You have to differentiate it once again. कर ले, जल्दी से कर ले. So d by dx of x square, what is it? 2x minus 4. It is what? Differential of 4 is 0. So d square u by dx square is equal to 2x. Now let us check for x is equal to 2. X is equal to 2 whether it is a stable equilibrium or an unstable equilibrium. Start substituting. D square by u by dx square will be equal to 2 into x value is equal to 2, right? Because there are 2 points of equilibrium. So here it is coming as a positive value. What is coming as positive? D square u by dx square is coming as positive if you substitute one of the value of x. Which value is that? 2. So this will be, ये क्या हो जाएगा? This will be what kind of equilibrium? It is going to be बिल्कुल stable equilibrium. समझ में आ गया? समझ में आ गया? और क्या है ना? So which value of x, at what value of x you will be getting stable equilibrium? At an x value of 2. बस. So let us check what is the kind of equilibrium for x is equal to -2, the other equilibrium position. So start substituting in d square u by dx square value, that is 2 times x, है ना? So 2 times x is -2. So this becomes -4. So if you take x value as -2, the double differentiation is coming as negative. What is it? What is it? If it is negative, ये हो गया unstable. ये हो गया unstable. For x is equal to -2, we are having unstable equilibrium. Arey baap re, Devika has given me the answer. Then who has given me the answer? Whoever has given me the answer, please post your answers in the chat box jaldi so that I can call out your names, and let me see how many of you have done the problems by yourself. -2 unstable, yes, correct. Mr. Thinker, बढ़िया बात है. Palak has given yes, +2 stable, -2 unstable. बिल्कुल. Okay, unstable for which one, Sophia? Please mark your answers. Then we have yes, Sugat, Mitra, Sophia, Palak. Then everyone. Sophia, yes, very good. You all deserve a clap, right? Just like me, you are also here for the purpose of learning. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for every one of you. Okay. Now, shall we do an application level question? Shall we do an application level question? We are not going to do whatever it is being taught to you. Let us use some new concept, shall we? Okay. Now, look into the question. So you will understand why this is an application level question, because we are not going to do the question according to the theorem what we have learned. Obviously, we'll be using some theorem, but this is a new kind of information. Dekh le, you'll understand. The force acting on a body moving along x-axis varies with the position of the particle shown in the figure. Array, the graph is between force and displacement, which was a graph we were drawing till now, between potential energy and displacement. Like in here we have the graph between force and displacement. Okay, koi baat nahi. Let us understand for what is the question. The body is in stable equilibrium. Arre baap re. How to find out the stable equilibrium position from F and displacement graph, Fx graph, how will you find? No idea. Get idea le. Because you have to start thinking from the basics. You know that equilibrium points are those points where force is 0, right? So you can easily find equilibrium points from the graph. Which are the points where force is 0? Dekh le. At x1, force value is 0, right? Because it is on the x-axis, the y coordinate, F is 0. Look, x2 is also what? X2 is also having a force is 0, which means x1 and x2 are equilibrium points. Arre baap re, humko wo. The first part of the question is done. Second part is how to find out stable equilibrium. Arre baap re. How to find out stable equilibrium? This will be a little trouble, but it is not going to be a trouble for you warriors, because you already know the concept. I have taught you the concept and you have learned the concept, isn't it? What was the general condition for the particle to be a stable equilibrium? D square u by dx square should be positive, isn't it? Right? Now let us try to connect this particular equation with the force displacement graph. Okay, you all know what is the equation for force? Du by dx with a negative sign. Negative du by dx is what? Force. Okay, है ना? Now to this same equation, right? This call this as equation 1. I am going to differentiate the equation 1 on either side of the equation. So how much will it be going to be? df divided by dx will be equal to, negative will be there. This will become, if you differentiate it again, this will become double differentiation. है ना? Okay. Now we got a relationship that df by dx is equal to negative d square u by dx square. Okay. You know that for a particle to be in a stable equilibrium, d square u by dx square value has to be positive. Okay. So for getting a stable equilibrium, df by dx value will be equal to negative into, what is d square u by dx square value? Positive. So negative into positive. What is negative into positive? Negative. Which means df by dx value, wherever it is negative, that will be a stable equilibrium position. I hope you understood, right? So let us check what where on that graph df by dx is negative. Going back, we want to find the point of df by dx negative. देख ले, look into the graph very thoroughly. What is first, what is df by dx? How many of you know what is df by dx? What is df by dx? From the graph, what is df by dx? This is change in y-axis to change in x-axis. This ho gaya slope. df by dx for a force displacement graph is the slope of the graph. So instead of checking where is d phi by dx as negative, check where the slope in the graph is negative in the points 1 and 2. Where is it negative? Is it at position 1? No, position 1 slope is positive. At position 2, slope is negative. So slope is negative, that point is equilibrium. हंसले थोड़ा हंसले क्योंकि समझ में आ गया. This was an amazing topic, very important topic. जल्दी से जल्दी बता दे. How many of you have understood the concept to its depth? Yes, x equal to 2. Preeti, Devika, very good. Palak, Mr. Thinker. Then we have Adiba. Arey baap re. Everyone have learned. Very good, Sophia. Okay. ना 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 समझ में आ गया तो आ गया समझ में आ गया. Okay, so that is more than enough. Hi Mritul. अरे so मेरे लिए नहीं Mritul. So it is for Anchik. I am really sorry. By mistake I took all those hearts, so I am giving it back to you. So I hope till here the concepts are clear, which means regarding the equilibrium. Shall we do a new concept, a new part of this particular chapter? Work, power and energy. So we have done with work. We have done everything related to energy. Now we have a chotu wala topic, which is power. It's not so chotu, right? You have to understand why this is. So shall we talk about power of a force? I hope everyone is ready. Very clear. The word power, I know that obviously everyone in this class will be using this word power in an day-to-day life. And a power, the most frequently used situation for power is actually when you see two people fighting. If let's say we have a person A, okay, he is having so much of muscles. So these are the muscles, okay, and there is a person A. Okay, he doesn't have that much of muscle. So this person A, person B. Let's say that these two people are fighting. Okay, when person A punches on that person B, itna hard say, right? You will say that, "Arey, baap re, the person A is giving such a powerful kick or such a powerful punch." There you use the word power, right? Okay, so mainly whenever two people are fighting, we'll be using the word power. You know that it's too much fun to talk about and to watch two people fighting. And whoever have got into fighting, they know that it's not such a good scenario. Obviously, thoda idhar udhar maar peete marega, na milega thoda. So it is going to make you pain. So it's not a good thing. You also know that once you are in the position, but dekhne ke liye acha hai, maza milega, है ना? Don't think that Ameer sir is very bad, but we all always talk about truth, है ना? So yes, So whenever two people are actually fighting, we use the word power, right? And in other situations, in many situations, we'll be using power. Now, let's say we are talking about vehicle. If you are having a car or bike, if it goes too faster, you'll say that, oh my God, the power of the engine for this vehicle is superb, isn't it? You will always be using this word in a very frequent way. Don't you have to understand, right, what actually does this power means? You'll be using in so many situations, but you are not able to get a proper idea or definition what a power is. Let us try to understand it through an example. Okay, now here we have a building. Two persons are there, person A and person B. Now the person A is taking a stone to the top of this particular building. Let's say the work done by this particular person is equal to, let's say, some 10 joules. The same stone is carried by the person B also to the same top of the building. Obviously, if it is taken to the same position, the same work that person B will also be doing, let's say 10 joules. But the difference is the person A is doing the work in 10 seconds and the person B is doing the work in 20 seconds. Array, work done is same, but the rate at which the work is done, isn't it different? Which means the efficiency with which the work is done between the person A and B, right? Isn't it different? Who is more efficient? The one who works in lesser amount of time, isn't it? So there was a necessity for a new physical quantity in order to express the rate at which the work is actually done. So this new physical quantity which talks about the rate at which the work is done, work done by time, is actually called as power. Okay, what do you call this? This is what you call it as power. Unit क्या आता है? Work is joule and time is in second. Joule per second, right? Or watts. You all know where we will be using the simple capital W to express the unit of power. Okay, you all know this, है ना? सबको पता है. Now, this is the equation to find out the average value of power. Power is equal to the total work done by total time is equation to find out average value of power. Why do I say this? Because you know that, let's say a worker is coming to your place, right, and he started doing some construction work. In the morning, that person will be so much energetic, right? So he'll be doing the work with so huge power, right? His power, the rate at which the work is done will be so huge. But once it becomes in the afternoon time, let's say the power will be reducing very slow, right? It'll become बहुत chota. Then after having the lunch again, he'll be started to work with a larger power, which means the power keeps on varying. The rate at which the work keeps on varying from morning till the evening the person works, isn't it? So if you find out the total work done by the person, which means how many stones he has actually kept on top of the building, divided by the total time, you are getting the average power with which the person is doing the work for this entire session, right? So your question will be, sir, we don't want the average power sometimes. We want the power at each of the moments. We call it as instantaneous power, right? At each moment we want to find the power. Sir, tell us the equation to find out the instantaneous value of power. We just want that particular equation. How will you find? If you want to find out the instantaneous power, okay, at any point of time, let's say between these 2 points you want to find out the instantaneous power, what you'll have to do, between these points you have to find out the small work done by the person. What is dw? The small work done, chotu work done, okay, divided by the small time taken for that process. So dw by dt will give you instantaneous value for power. Actually, this is differential of work with respect to time. Shall I make a rearrangement? D by dt of work is equal to F dot S. What is work done? Force dot displacement. So dw by dt is equal to d by dt of F dot S. Okay, if F is a constant, in the equation of F dot S, F will come out, what it remains is ds by dt with a dot. अरे बोल दे जल्दी बोल दे, what is ds by dt? ds by dt क्या हो जाएगा? क्या हो जाएगा? वो हो जाएगा, इसे डिस्प्लेसमेंट नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं, वो हो जाएगा व्हाट इज डिस्प्लेसमेंट बाय टाइम, दैट इज वेलोसिटी. वेरी गुड सना. ओके, सना इज बैक. So we'll get Palak, yes, velocity will get Sophia, very good, amazing. We will get velocity. So what was there on the actually on the left hand side? On the left hand side of the equation we had instantaneous power. है ना? और क्या? So instantaneous power is equal to force dot velocity. F vector dot the velocity vector will give you what? The instantaneous value for power. How will you find average? Total work done by total time. बोल दे, जल्दी बोल दे. सर हमको पक्का समझ में आ गया, बिल्कुल अच्छे से समझ में आ गया. जल्दी बोल दे, because we have to start doing the problems from these concepts. Hi Sahili. जल्दी से जल्दी बता दे. If you have any doubts, please let me know. We are going to start doing the problems. Understood, Palak? Very good. Okay. So, shall we start doing the problems? And whenever we do the problems, as I'm in the various batch, what is the rule? हाँ, war तो हो जाएगा, लड़ाई तो हो जाएगा between various and Ameer sir. So let's see who's going to win the war, है ना? So देख ले, let's see who's going to give me the answer so faster than me. Let's start now. What is going to start now? War. Okay. A ball of mass 1 kilogram is dropped from a tower, right? Find the power of the gravitational force at t equal to 2. Okay, when the time is equal to 2 seconds, we are asked to find out the power. What kind of power it is at a particular instant if the power is asked? Yes, it is the instantaneous value for power. Isn't it? Yes. What is the equation for instantaneous value for power? F dot V, which means force dot velocity will only give you the value for instantaneous power, right? Okay, now let us try to understand the situation so that we can substitute for both the values and get the answer, है ना? और क्या sir? बिल्कुल. What is being said? We have 1 kilogram ball. Okay, we have a ball, we have 1 kilogram, we are dropping, which means initial velocity is equal to 0 because you are holding the ball initially. आपका हाथ पे है बॉल, है ना? एंड आप लोग छोड़ रहा है, यू आर ड्रॉपिंग द बॉल फ्रॉम दैट हाइट. क्या हो जाएगा? ऐसे नीचे आ जाएगा, है ना? एंजॉइंग द विंड, द बॉल विल ऐसे सीधे से इट विल बी कमिंग डाउन विद एन एक्सीलरेशन due to gravity 10 meter per second square. Okay, and you'll be traveling for the next 2 seconds. Okay, after completing the distance of 2 seconds, it'll be achieving some velocity which we don't know, right? The question is to find out the instantaneous value for power is equal to force into velocity. What is the force acting? Array, force acting is mg, uska weight, that is 1, mass is 1 and g is 10. So 1 into 10 हो गया 10. So force is 10. F is equal to mg is equal to 10. ठीक है सर, जो आप बोल दिया we have got it. So बोल दे सर कैसे, how will you find velocity? अरे सोच ले, दिमाग से सोच ले. We know velocity is equal to u plus at. V is equal to u plus at. Which equation? One dimension equation formula. V equal to u plus at. Start substituting. U initial velocity 0. Acceleration. What is the acceleration? Acceleration due to gravity, that is 10, है ना? और क्या सर? बिल्कुल. And the time is equal to, what's the time? 2 seconds दे दिया है. So 10 into 20, 20. Sorry, 10 into 2 is 20. नीचे. Okay, so we have the force that is 10 and velocity is equal to 20. How much this is going to be? 200. अरे instantaneous power is force into velocity. Force हो गया 10, velocity हमको अब मिल गया 20. Force भी है, velocity भी है, multiply कर ले, धूम 10 into 20, 200. Bas, we got the answer. Palak, yes, it is 200 watts. Badhiya baat hai. Sonam, Preeti, Sanchana. Very good, very good. All my beautiful, amazing warriors. Bilkul badhiya baat hai. Okay, so we have so many students from Kerala also. Stella, you're from Kerala? Which part of Kerala? Yes, got it. एक और question करेगा आज before we stop the session. Shall we do one more question? Ready है तो बोल दे. हाँ sir, बिल्कुल. We warriors are with full of energy. We are so ready to do the next problem also. बोल दे जल्दी. Yes. Yes, Sanchana. Okay, so I hope everyone is so ready, completely ready. So let's start doing. Okay, थोड़ा इंटीग्रेशन डिफरेंशिएशन हो जाएगा इस क्वेश्चन पे. डोंट वेरी, छोटू छोटू वाला है. A time varying power array, power value is directly given, that is 2 times t, which means is power a constant? अरे नहीं है, power is not a constant because power is equal to 2 times t. Time is a variable, so power is also a variable. So we can write power is a variable. Okay, we got the first part. Okay, we got some information. So this power is applied on a particle of mass m. Question, find the kinetic energy and velocity. Array, we have no idea how to find out kinetic energy from power. But power is related to work, and work is related to what? Change in kinetic energy, work energy theorem, right? So you don't have to directly make a relationship between power and kinetic energy. Your thought should be going like this. Power is related to work done and work is related to kinetic energy. If you have understood this, कर सकता है. Shall we? Okay. So देख ले how to do this. Now we know that power is equal to, formula क्या है? dW by dt, rate of change in work done. You want work done. Why we need work done? Because work is equal to change in kinetic energy, and it is kinetic energy which is asked in the question, है ना? So कर ले. So जल्दी से कर ले. dW is equal to cross multiply. It is P dt. What is P dt? What is P dt? The small work done. And if you want to find out the total work done, क्या करना है? Integrate कर ले. You have to do the integration. dW is छोटा work done. If you want to make it as bigger work done, integration is the right operator. So करने के बाद integral of power. What is integral of power? Power is 2t, है ना? And dt is remaining. देख ले dt. 2 is a constant, we'll write here, isn't it? 2 is a constant, it comes outside. What is t dt? T raised to n plus 1, t raised to 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1. So this is t square. ये हो गया work done. Work done का equation तो मिल गया. Work done का equation मिल गया तो is there any method by which kinetic energy can be found out? अरे सोच ले. We know, yes, we know, because work done by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy. Work done by the entire force is T square. Okay, kinetic energy is equal to K2 minus K1, right? So it is on a particle which is actually at rest. The power is applied or the force is applied. So initial kinetic energy will be 0, है ना? Which means in K2 minus K1, K1 will be 0. So only K2 will be existing. So K2 का आंसर मिल गया. K2 is equal to T square. समझ में आ गया? Okay, देख ले. छोटू सा simple सा problem if you know the concept, है ना? And next part of the question, velocity भी पूछ लिया हमसे. Velocity is also asked to us, right? It is now very simple. Array, kinetic energy if you have as t square, finding velocity is not a problem at all. Why? Because kinetic energy is half mv square, that is t square, है ना? And the question is v square is t square 2t square by m will come down, 2 will go up, and v will be equal to root of 2t square by m. Okay, or t square if you want, you can take out of the root. So t into root of 2 by m will be the answer. ये क्या है? ये क्या है? Velocity. So we have used the concept of power and its relationship with work done. From there we have found out the kinetic energy by using the earlier concept, work energy theorem. This is it. Okay. Sir, I have a request. Please block Filmy H World. ये Filmy H World कौन है? I can't see him in the chat box. क्या कर रहा है वो? Filmy World, please. ठीक है. So where do we have that person? I can't see that person in the chat box. If I get him, तुरंत से तुरंत, if he is doing something unwanted things, right? So do we have that person? I'm not able to find. अरे ये भाई कौन है? आ गया क्या फिल्मी एच वर्ल्ड? अरे फिल्मी एच वर्ल्ड गायब हो गया मुझे. आई एम नॉट एबल टू फाइंड. ओके, इफ आई फाइंड आई ऑब्वियसली ब्लॉक. क्या हो गया? कुछ नहीं कर रहा है वो. विवेक, यू आर टीचिंग वेरी नाइस. अरे थैंक यू सो मच, बढ़िया बात है. चाहिए रॉकेट. अरे ठीक है. Okay, so I think this will be enough for today, right? And tomorrow we will be talking about the most, let's say, after work energy theorem, the second important concept of this particular chapter is collisions. Which one is it? It is collisions. And tomorrow at 8 p.m. in the same channel by the same person, which means मैं, ठीक है, आपका अमीर सर. So we'll be doing this part of collision, which is another important, the second important concept of this particular chapter at 8 p.m. So how many of you can I expect in tomorrow's class at 8 p.m? जल्दी बोल दे. How many of you? एक song. Okay, ठीक है. So जल्दी बोल दे, how many of you gonna be there? ओके, सो पार्टी शुरू करें. Okay, even if the song goes bad, okay, please don't make fun of me. ठीक है. Here it goes. क्यों आजकल नींद कम ख्वाब ज्यादा है, लगता खुदा का कोई नेक इरादा है, कलता फकीर आज दिल शहजादा है, लगता खुदा का कोई नेक इरादा है. क्या मुझे प्यार है या कैसा खुमार है, क्या मुझे प्यार है या कैसा खुमार है. ओ ओ पत्ते जो इन रस्तों से फूलों की एक चादर है, जब से मिली हो तुमको बदला हर एक मंजर है. देखो जहाँ में नीले नीले आसमां तले रंग नए नए हैं जैसे खुलते हुए, तेरा ख्वाब मेरे जागे तेरे वास्ते, तेरे ख्यालों में है भीगे तेरे वास्ते. क्या मुझे प्यार है या कैसा खुमार है, या क्या मुझे प्यार है या कैसा खुमार है, या ओ बस सुपर, ठीक है, बढ़िया बात है। नंत्री वणक्कम। Nice, beautiful and awesome voice you have, Palak. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, amazing. So thank you so much. So I'm expecting every one of you tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the topic of collisions, right? Arey Sana, thank you so much for your compliments. Super, ठीक है. So rest of the questions and rest of the concept we'll be discussing in tomorrow's session, ठीक है? Thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. अरे अरे इतना सारा compliments, अरे बढ़िया बात है. Now आपको पता है ना, tomorrow special classes there, right? Tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. right? We have the topic of gravitation concept, multiple choice questions and NCERT examples. And there is a special class also at 6 p.m. tomorrow. What is the topic? Torque and angular momentum. I know that many of you haven't learned these two topics. I'll be explaining the concept. We'll be doing lot many problems. It is not happening in YouTube. It is happening in the Unacademy app, right? You all know how amazing it is to learn in the Unacademy app. Those who haven't joined and those who haven't downloaded the app, jaldi download kar le and log into the app. And if you go to the top left corner, you will see a menu button. Click on that special and click search for these two courses for my classes, right? Tomorrow at 4:30 and 6 p.m. Now itself, please go and enroll it in these courses, and the invite code is AMB10. So you have to apply this particular code, then only the class will be active, and it is free. Let me tell you, it is free, right? So how many of you are going to be there for tomorrow's class at 4:30 p.m. for gravitation and 6 p.m. For our which one, torque and angular momentum? Go to the app, okay, and apply the code of AMB10. If you search for my courses, it will be available. Arey, thank you so much, Archie. Thank you so much. Okay, and you all know how amazing this special classes are there, because in special classes, right, you can actually chat with me, right, and questions tab will be there where you can clear your doubts, and live quizzes will be there, leaderboard will be there. It's going to be so much amazing. So I'm expecting every one of you, okay? So I'm expecting every one of you. And those who haven't made Plus an iconic subscription, I think this will be the best time, because 13th of September, if you're making subscription, for 12 month subscription, you'll be getting extra 4 months free. And for 24 month subscription, you'll be getting extra 6 months free. And ऊपर से ऊपर 10% discount भी है. And for 10% of discount, you all know what is the code you want to use, है ना? What is the code you want to use for extra 10% of discount? AMB10. Use कर ले, so that you will get extra 10% of discount. And now again, another offer is also going only for the first 500 subscribers. If you're going to make the subscription now for the 24 months for class 11th and 12th, instead of paying 60,000, you'll only have to pay 54,288. This offer is valid till 17th of September, right? Which means 10% of discount, okay? And extra 6 months plus again you are given the discount, only have to pay 54,000 plus that 10% discount will also be there. Don't you think this is the right time to join an academy? Don't you think this is the right time to start learning with Unacademy, right? This is the very right time, let me say that to every one of you, because if you start learning, you'll be able to complete your syllabus before the first term examination and for every examination. So those who haven't joined, jaldi se jaldi join kar le, okay? Now what you'll have to do, those who haven't liked the session till now, it's time to show how much you have loved the session, right? So jaldi se jaldi, if you all have loved this session, click on that like button, and please do let me know that you are enjoying my classes, okay? And do let me know that you are also loving this physics classes. And AMB10 is my code whenever you make any purchases, okay? After hitting the like button करने के बाद, okay, subscribe button भी दबा दीजिए, so you'll get all the notifications also. So yes, thank you so much. We'll be seeing in the next class. Okay. Okay, anyway, as you have told me right now, I was looking, I just got that filmy wala. Okay, I blocked him, right? ठीक है. So, thank you so much. Once again, thank you so much for being here, supporting me, liking the video, and yes, for making the class so energetic. So, bye everyone. Till we meet next time. Take care.